direct experience, you use that appropriate language so that you show that you understand what is required. So you take a legal experience from your experience from your legal work, put it in business terminology to show transferable skills. For example, most lawyers have always worked on contracts during the course of their career. You understand how a contract is structured. You understand what's needed to make a contract a binding document. Maybe there's a business that has an opening for a contract administrator. Then what you may want to do is talk about your contract work in terms of contract administration. And you're going to talk about it in terms, in other words, you're going to take that portion of your experience as a lawyer and expand upon it and use the term contract administrator the way that they would in a business. One of the slides that you'll see when you click into slides is an example of a way that you can describe your contract experience. I'm going to go ahead and read it for you. You might have on your resume something like this: contract administrator, coordination of contractual issues and activities within corporate legal counsel and foreign operations, including extensive customer contact, proposal, negotiation, and implementation of contract changes, including an $800 million prime contract proposal effort, drafted and negotiated numerous construction and engineering contracts, and international joint venture agreements. That's more detail than you may have put normally in a legal resume, but for a business that's looking for contract administrator or manager of contract department, what you've done is picked out everything that they're going to be doing during the course of contract administration to be reviewed up above. And for you, you've done all of these steps and you've been able to do it, including quantifying using that $800 million prime contract proposal effort to put into dollar amounts what a business employer is looking for. So how do you prepare for an interview for a non-legal job? The key is to be prepared to know your audience. That's the key anytime you go into an interview, but it's even more important in a business setting. You'll need to know about their product and the market of the employer. You don't think about that as much in the legal sense or working for a law firm or a government agency. You have to in the non-traditional career, in the business-based. In other words, you need to know the product and you need to know the market. You need to be ready for the question, why do you want to leave the practice of law? That's a tough one. Maybe you're ready to move into a business setting. Maybe you have a business background and you're ready to get into that kind of market. Whatever it is, you need to have an answer for it. You need to incorporate your transferable legal and non-legal skills that you're emphasizing in your career now and how you envision it for the future. What are some of the most difficult questions you might be asked? Beyond, why don't you want to practice law? Why should I hire you instead of someone who's trained in the field? Why should I hire a JD instead of an MBA or an MPA if it's in public administration? What if I can't pay you what you're worth? How do I know you won't leave me and go back to the practice of law? Aren't most lawyers trained to see obstacles and not opportunities? Well, let's take each one of them one by one and do a quick discussion. Why should I hire you and instead of someone who's trained in the field? If you have a business background, you say, my undergraduate degree's in business or economics or finance. I bring to you the additional skills Not only the same skills as someone who has an MBA, but the additional skills of someone who's been trained in contracts, trained in corporation study, trained in regulatory procedures, trained in advocacy, who can take you through and with the addition of being able to assess risk more effectively than someone who just has an MBA. You've thought, as far as the money issue, you've thought about what the differences is. Plus, you have done your homework and you know what someone in a contract administrator or a manager of regulatory affairs or whatever it is, what they're being paid. For you, having an argument like having one client, the company, that I can focus my time on and not 100 individual clients is much more attractive to me. How do I know if you won't leave me? Well, you don't know that, Mr. Employer, because you really don't know that about anybody. You have no idea how long someone is going to stay with you. My goal is to make the switch from the practice of law into a corporation that I've done a lot of research on, and I like what you do, I like your product, and I think I can be as effective for you as I can for anybody else. And I'm coming in for the long term. And you're not trained to see obstacles. You're trained to see solutions to problems for your clients. And what you want that company to be is your client. Thank you. Is that okay?
That was perfect, yes.
Frankly, I should have asked you at the beginning where I should be looking.
Oh, no,
Was
that
I-
was perfect, straight
Was
in,
it?
fine.